Okay, hi everybody. So today I've decided to do something different. So, I was gone for a while, if you didn't notice, and where I was, it was very dark and kind of cold, but also really hot, and also, I don't even know, it seemed like I was not gone for very long, but then all of a sudden, I got back, and it was a month later, so I don't really know what to think about that. So I decided that I've got to come up with a way so that I'll never be, all like scared or whatever if it happens again. So I decided to start a new thing I'll do on days where we get like this, like if it's the rains, or it's like today when the rains freezes a little bit and it's super cold and it's all yucky and stuff, which is going to be Spegnag the survivr, where I go out into the forests of the Amazon or whatever's nearest, and then basically just try to, survive. And I film it all on my trusty camera, and then if I survive for the time, then I'll be even better at surviving. So next time I get trapped in darkness and coldness and hotness and darkness and upside downness for a month, I will be fine. Today I've decided to go into Gabriel's backyard. He has a show called Gabriel's Backyard, so I thought it would be the perfect place to start. I've been wondering when season 2 is going to air, but it's not real, so it might never. I'll go tell him. He's not smart. So as you can see, we're now on site on this rock where we're gonna film the first episode, or at least start. So as you can see, my equipment, I have this nice snow hat. It catches the snow, and then if you want to pour it on people, you just go, right? So if there's somebody hurting you and it's snowing, you just boop, and they get all covered in snow. Got that? Like right at their face, and their face gets covered in snow. I have my scarf, which is actually a cloak. So if I get cold or I want to be mysterious, I just put it on as a cloak. But right now my neck is cold. I also have boots. 2 of them. So if my feet are cold, they won't be, because I'm wearing boots. Also, if the frozen rain, or as I like to call it, snow, gets everywhere, I can just step in it and I won't even feel it. Lastly, I also have my umbrella. Oh. It fell. Oh, God. Okay. So, yeah, like I was saying, a little bit of snow got stuck in my umbrella. Get out. And there, behold the function of the snow hat. What we're gonna do is we're gonna actually leave the umbrella on this main rock. We'll come back for food and shelter, and we're just gonna go out into the woods and try to see what we can find. We'll be back before nighttime, of course. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't really know how to close the umbrella, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. Hope it stays. So right off of the bat, what you'll notice is this strange shelter that I found, which I could use to sleep in, but it seems to be a little bit collapsed. So I could build it up again, or I could just sleep under my cloak or umbrella or that tree. Or in the house, because there is a house right there. So I was actually just going this way. I was walking around this tree to see if there were any mushrooms I could eat, and I saw this, which at first glance might just look like the normal woods arena, wildlife arena, but if you look, it's actually the remains of human civilization. So this is actually a truck. So it was used to excavate towns and villages. You have to remember that back when humans first started, like 200 years ago or whatever, they were very small. They were like mole people. They evolved from monkeys after all. So if you keep walking, you'll see somebody's umbrella must have fallen. Wait. Oh, this is my umbrella. Wait, this is my rock. Okay, everybody, maybe I make a suggestion. Before you go out into the wilderness, make sure you take a class on how to close an umbrella. Because otherwise, you're just going to leave it open on a rock and it's going to float away. Fortunately, mine didn't get very far. Ah! Darn! Okay. But just know that for the future. If you want to go into the wilderness, you gotta do that. Okay. We're going to go a different way this time because that was just really quick. So back to the civilization of when people were still little, their civilization. If you all know about the mount that exploded, Mount Explosion, that destroyed all of Italy, that's this one. Remember, back then, humans were really little, so this was like the biggest mountain in the world, if you look. So let's climb it. See? If those humans, I think they're called Homo sapiens, if those Homo sapiens were still alive nowadays, we would crush them like ants under a human. So here obviously are Gabriel's chickens, and so I considered going in and stealing their egg. It wouldn't be very hard. I'm a pro at getting through this kind of nets, but I also couldn't get through it. But also, it would just be cheating, you know? That's why. That's the only reason. So as you can see, the snow is falling thicker now, faster, closer, farther, lower, snowier to the ground. And so that's what's happening. So I'm just gonna keep going. What will happen soon is it will become night, because you always know that in shows night comes a lot faster, and I've been out here for 10-15 minutes, and usually after like 15 or 20 in shows, that's when the night happens. So any second now. Any second now. Just wait for it. The night... Oh, okay. The night will come very soon. We'll give it a little more. So over here are some logs that I think Gabriel's family cut down from the ancient trees. You know, people were smaller, trees were thinner, everything. So these trees were very little. This one's probably what? 250 years old. See how thin it is? Nowadays, trees are like as thick as that. So this tree is like 2 years old or something. So this is actually a beaver's nest. I've seen these before. If you go near them, the beavers, they actually run out at you and attack you and bite you off with their knife teeth. They're very dangerous. They're beavers after all. So now I'm going back to the rock. So here it is. And okay, the umbrella seems to have floated away. But that's okay, we still have the rest of the supplies, even both the boots. I know, I'm very prone to losing boots when I go walking. Sometimes they disappear. And the umbrella is gone, but I didn't lose it. So, that's a plus. So, it's getting kind of cold. The snow mostly stopped, but I'm getting pretty cold, so I put my scarf back as a cloak, as you can see. So now I have a cloak on, which makes it less cold, but it's still pretty cold. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna take this fort, this old collapsed, abandoned, ruined, destroyed, terrible, horrible fort, and make it a good, uncollapsed, wonderful, not ruined, not destroyed, great, amazing fort. Dang it, I shouldn't have used all my energy on thinking of adjectives. I mean verbs. So as you can see, I managed to fix it up and make it nice and comfy cozy. So I'm gonna go in there and just, well, it's still pretty light out, but I'm just gonna go in there and see how nice it is. This one is a little stabby. Make sure if you ever come here and you want to go in there, a secret on-set tour, a tour of the fort, of how to get in. Be careful you don't get stabbed in the stomach. As you can see, there's some holes in the roof. Yeah, there's also this spike. So, we'll try to get rid of that before I go to bed, because I don't want to wake up with a hole in my roof and a spike in my head. So as you can see, the snow's picking up again. It's pretty scary. It's getting real cold, and the ground is getting all white from the snow. And as you can see, I fixed the hole in the roof and the spikes, so I'm not gonna die, which is always a comfort. Wow. If any animals come by that try to eat me, you know what's gonna happen to them. Right? Because it's so snowy. Here, I'll try to catch some more snow in my hat. So as you can see, my fort is very good. So I'm gonna give you a little fort tour, and then I'll probably go to sleep. I know it's a little early, but all this fort building makes me really tired, and it's so cold that I think if I go to sleep, I'll just warm up. So here is the fort. It's a little, if you're wearing a hat, just a little tip. Just be careful because your hat might come off. That's my tip. So here we can see where the roof had a hole. It's still kind of a little bit not that filled, but look at that. It's much better. And here, there the spikes used to be, but now they're not. Over here, we can see there used to be some kind of materials place, but then there was a cave-in. There are a lot of leaves in the floor. Just trying to clear those out a little. Good night. Shh. Good night. Okay. Fun show. Guys, I just got up and the fort's all down. And look, all this stuff is falling on me. I think there was an earthquake, or even worse, an avalanche. Another option is the volcano might have exploded again, but that's less likely because it's tiny, so it wouldn't reach here. Ow! Oh no, my fort's dead. It's not even nighttime yet, but my nose got a cold a little bit. Ah! we'll see what we can do now that that shelter's gone. We'll have to continue on. I feel like I'm missing something. The umbrella. The umbrella's dead too. I don't know where it went. The snow stopped, I think, a couple hours ago. I don't know how long I was sleeping. I don't have a watch, but I'm guessing it was about 3 hours. I could tell just by the light. Am I forgetting something? I have this, I have my scarf. I have both the... Dang it, I lost a boot. Okay, it seems like I lost a boot. I'm kind of notorious for losing boots. I don't know where that one could be. The beavers might have taken it. Beavers use anything for making their forts. They really like especially boots. So they could have taken the boot to make their fort. Although I don't really see it. Okay, it's actually kind of getting dark and I'm really cold. So I'm thinking I might just go to Zach's house and see if he wants to let me in. Because technically I still wouldn't be at my house, so I would still be surviving in another world. This would be surviving in the wild, domestic edition. It's domestic aided. It's like, I could sleep in the chicken coop. The chickens might lay eggs in my mouth. I'm going in there. So I'd heard from my neighbor, Julia, that you can get salmonella from chickens. So I'm just gonna try not to walk on the ground with my bootless foot. So I feel like a chicken. Chickens hop. Okay, so I had second thoughts about that. The chickens were starting to get pecky, and I didn't want them to peck my eyeballs out while I was sleeping. That's almost as bad as having spikes go in your forehead. So I'm gonna go back to my option of going and telling Zach that I need a place to stay for the night. A humble himble, as it weren't. So I'm learning new vocabulary every day. Like the word vocabulary, that means grammar. It's just special. It's an antonym. I'll ask him for just a humble place to stay and a meal and some Halloween candy if he's got extra. Is he not here? I'll just take all his Halloween candy. He won't mind. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna sleep in the biggest bed I can find, because he said I could. He's not actually here, but I know. That will be concluding the first episode of Spegnag the Survivor. As you can see, it's been very harsh. I lost 2 pieces of equipment, a boot, and an umbrella. Both boots. Sorry, I lost both the boots. It's more comfortable to sleep in a bed with no boots. I still have my scarf and my hat. Now it's a dirt hat. It pours out dirt on your enemies or bed. And I have Zach's candy, so I acquired 10 points, I think. Candy is 10 points. So now I'm gonna go to bed and see you next video. Bye! Maybe I'll ask for his sister's candy too.